Fantastic. Sorry about that. What I was saying was we're going to have a pretty exciting Trade of the Week webinar today, and I'm only saying that because I think there's a lot of things to say, a lot of opportunities, and a lot of things to show everybody. Um, Things in trade ideas, there's so much stuff happening right now. We're literally in the process of changing the world of investing for everyone, we believe. But before we begin, let's get through the disclaimers. We just want to make sure that for everyone who is on this webinar, you understand that Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor, and therefore all of the information is to be considered as educational and informational purposes only. That's a standard thing that we have to say, so without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the Trade Ideas Trade of the Week webinar. So for those of you, and many of you who don't subscribe to Trade Ideas is the most dynamic investment search engine in the world. And what I mean by that is that we connect to the market in real time. We store and database everything. So we do things with market data that the exchanges, the NASDAQ, the NYSE, BATS, and all of these, and the dark pools, that they don't do. In fact, many of them are customers of ours and work with us. So we are kind of unique in what we do in that we database everything and we analyze and statistically determine the baselines for every single time frame for every single stock. What this allows us to do, and again, the advantage for you, the investor and our customers, is that you will never miss anything. We've been around since 2003, and what we do is we specialize on opportunity detection, trying to show you things that you are either missing, haven't seen before, or you should be in first. So again, before I jump into the actual Trade Ideas Trade of the Week, why you're here, what to do with it, and how we make money, I just want to give you everyone just a quick introduction just to the things that you're going to see. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way, just real quick. Bear with me here. Whoops, no, I didn't want to move that. And this. So here you have the Trade Ideas channel bar. This is kind of like a focal point of everything. And this allows people to navigate the market and go exactly to where they need to go very visually, no programming, nothing, but that does not diminish the power of what this does. So, for example, before the market opens, here you are on the pre-market channel. So for everyone, again, who's not familiar, Trade Ideas comes now with charting and full analytics, real-time and historical. So it's really a complete idea generation platform. Unlike a lot of other charting vendors, we did not spend a lot of time throwing every single garbage can of indicators and bells and whistles on the charts, because we really believe in the purity of quantitative data, and for you to just, the less you see on the chart, the better. You just need to see what the stock is doing and not too many other like squiggly lines. Our software is going to bring you the names that you should be following, and everything else will come from that. So the way people use our technology is, again, they surf during the market hours, and here's how they do it, and I just go through a quick perspective. Before the market opens, you're going to see everything that's gapping up or gapping down. And I'm actually going to talk about ZFGN a little bit, because this was a Trade of the Week stock before, but it gapped down from here to 6. And this is actually a discussion of the buy and hold and why we typically, don't spend too much time on the buy and hold type of strategies. The markets are very dynamic. They change all the time, and every single day in the market is a little bit different than the day before. So this whole notion of buy and hold, where you get into something and you stay in it forever, is terrible. And ZFGN, and again, I'm just going to expand it so you can see, the stock was doing fine, and in fact, it was a perfect example of a trend change. I mean, everything here was perfect until some news hit right here that basically another patient had died from one of their trial drugs for obesity. no software can control that. So remember, we aren't, we're not analysts of stock in the sense that we're trying to talk to the company and see what they're doing. I mean, fundamental information does have an impact, as you can see. But so does technical and price and volume. And in fact, price and volume exists much more so than the fundamental data, because fundamental data changes very seldomly, or rather just slowly, whereas price and volume changes all the time. And part of that has to do with the fact that news comes into the market so much different than ever before. You're going to learn to forget everything you probably know about things like PE ratios and valuations. Everything is subjective, and everything is changing rapidly in today's market. So let's move right into what happens when the market opens. Well, we have a channel called social media. Okay, so social media is a channel that really highlights one of the big advantages of using Trade Ideas technology, which is that we're not only watching the stock market, which is what we call structured data. We also watch social media completely separately from the stocks. In other words, we connect to a feed, we're processing all of the tweets that are happening, we're counting how many people are tweeting per stock, keeping the baselines on that, and here we can tell, for example, that Solar City today was being mentioned 218% of its normal range, so 2.186 times its normal amount on average activity of 103. Okay, that's how much it normally is being discussed. But today that was 218 times the percent. So here you can see all the average amount of times that something is mentioned online. I mean, so this ZNGA, for example, oops, excuse me. Here's another. It's a very interesting concept where you can see Solar City, which is a very strong, highly capitalized stock, at least in relative terms, being right next to ADAT, which is basically a penny stock. And again, the reason is you're watching this through the standpoint of social data. Now, notice that, again, our data streams in real time. Some of the windows are updating as they happen. So an event happens, it's being mentioned an unusual amount of time. Another event happens, another event happens. And by the way, this is all happening after hours. In fact, if you go to the bottom of our channel bar, there's an after hours channel, which is showing you activity. So like if you want to know what's going on, so this event just took place. ONTY just moved up 13 cents in less than a minute. This is just, so this is how interesting the market is. Think about it. We are like 3.5 or almost 4 hours after the close, yet stuff is still going on. Okay, here you have RIG, which just made a new post-market high. You know, closed at 13.83, and right now it's at 13.9. So again, the key is we're processing all of this for you, and we're able to let you see instantly where the most interesting information is taking place. This is one of our most popular channels. It's called the Search Channel, and the Search Channel focuses on volume and volume as it comes in. And this is a big component of our Trade Ideas Trade of the Week webinar. So we want to see things where volume starts to come in and the trend is starting to change. So if, again, the users of Trade Ideas are able to explore everything without the need to configure, you know, remember the Chinese stocks going crazy lately? Well, we have a channel for China. Everything that's going on in China, you can see it instantly. Biotechs, active trading. You know, if you're a very active trader, we have a channel that's very focused on things that really cater to that kind of style. And in the same way, we have one for more trending, you know, the longer term. So we have something for everyone. And the question really is, what's the best way to take advantage? So that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So the Trade Ideas Trade of the Week webinar uses our technology, the Trade Ideas technology, to find things that are in flux where the trend is changing. See, like what we want to do is we want to find inflection points where the trend changes quickly, because that's when things happen quickly and returns come to us in a way that's probably quite unexpected. What I want to show people as an example of things that that change quickly. I mean, I'm sure everyone has been watching things like this. Here's a stock that has gone from $5 to 20 very quickly, in a few days, and the volatility here is just crazy. But the point is not to show you that, hey, we would have got you in and you would have been making money, although our customers are and we're trading this and do make money off of this. The point is that this kind of alpha, this kind of return, it's possible and it's available, but you're not going to find this reading the street or reading the Wall Street Journal. You need to have technology that's searching for information for you in real time. So I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna keep the daily, I'm gonna close all this up and bring back the windows that we had before. So I'm gonna show you where, let me see here, which one was the one that I really, okay, this was the one, and there's another one. Hold on. Okay, so as I mentioned before, Trade Ideas has everything that you need. So if I want to say I want to add a chart, okay, I just go to New, Chart Window, and here you have it. And I'm going to just have one chart here. Okay, this is the S&P, and as you can see, the S&P itself made a really interesting kind of nice double bottom formation as it ran up, and we're right back at this kind of like resistance area. So this is kind of tricky investing and trading, and that's why this is where Trade Ideas really comes in handy. Okay, so the window that feeds some of our artificial intelligence, which I'm going to do last in this webinar, I'm going to focus more, like what I want to do here is for people who aren't Trade Ideas subscribers, and that's most of you in this webinar, I want to show you names that you can use and hopefully make enough money off of for free so that you can pay for your Trade Ideas subscription. So let's talk about who are the candidates for the Trade Ideas Trade of the Week for next week, and how did we pick AFMD? Okay, so AFMD, notice again, here's a stock that in the beginning of this year started a very strong trend up that went very well all through the summer until the stock was all the way at $24. And again, this is a German cancer, cure type of company. And here, and this is again a perfect example why buy and hold does not work. Look at how beautiful this trend looks, and here you could possibly put it in your mind that, my goodness, I'm in this for the long haul now, never getting out. Right? Wrong. Look at this. I mean, but the important thing that you need to see is look at how many days you had to actually still retain some of your gains, quite a few. But then AFMD, for various reasons, retraced the whole up move that it had in the beginning of the year and is now settled back in. But this base formation, see like the length of this base, RAI looks for this. Like how long does it stay in a base before it starts to move up? And then it started to move up, and this is what caused right here the algorithm to fire this as a Trade Ideas Trade of the Week. Now it had retraced some, but again, that's why we have, we have a stop on it. I believe it was like right at 690, something like that. And the idea is hopefully it can maintain and continue upwards. So that's where, again, our AI comes in. But the stuff that we give you for free, which is the Trade Ideas Trade of the Week, we're trying to showcase what this looks like. So so that's the AFMD. But remember, pattern recognition. Please, like in the commercials, don't do this at home. And what I mean by that is don't try to use your own eyes for the pattern recognition. We're terrible at that as humans. But computers are actually pretty good because it's done all mathematically. So I have a window, and by the way, everyone who's either a subscriber to Trade Ideas already has the ability to have all of my windows. None of this is like proprietary, meaning that we don't hoard this information for ourselves. We want you to have it. We want to share alpha with you. We want you guys. I trade this myself, by the way, and everybody who knows Trade Ideas knows that we have an active community, probably one of the most active, and it's on during all market hours. Barry Einerson is the leader of our chat room, and our chat room is free, and it's really one of the best communities on the internet because it's not sales oriented. It's everybody looking to capture alpha, and they're using the same technology. So we're all using Trade Ideas technology. There's up to 200 people in there the whole day, basically, and it's growing all the time. So I really recommend that you do check this out. So let's look at the next candidates for the Trade Ideas Trade of the Week. This one is one of my favorites. Okay, so this was I actually traded this one right here. Oh, by the way, so I know a lot of you are asking questions, and I'm going to spend approximately the last 10 minutes. You know, if Barry and Scott don't answer the questions, I will spend some time answering the questions. So notice the length of the base here. So this stock, VNC Holdings, you know, it was trending down, and then some news came out, and it gapped down, painful for everybody, and started to what's called a post-gap down consolidation, where it's building a base. In other words, all the pain has to, it's almost like having surgery to remove like a cancer. Some of these things fight cancer, but you can metaphorically see what's happening. Like some bad things happening, this is the surgery, and here you're recovering. You're trying to recover. You're trying to recover. All of a sudden, your physical therapy starts to feel like something's happening, and here we go. Okay, this is why this is in the trend change lubricant. This is one that you should all be having on your radar, and you know, if you don't use Trade Ideas, write down the name BNCE, and if you do use Trade Ideas, or if you subscribe, we can provide these windows for you. But these are some of the most powerful windows on the street. So let's go next, and I'll talk also a little bit about how I'm sorting it, how I'm sorting the data. So notice that we have a lot of graphics that we use graphics, we use colors, we really try to, you know, we know that you spend a lot of time in front of the market, so we try to make this experience rich, so that you're not sitting there, you know, banging your head against the black and yellow Bloomberg screen. Here, everything comes to life. Okay, so let's look at another example. RTIX, RTI Surgical. Okay, so first of all, every stock that I have in this trend change lubricant is sorted by volume. So notice again that we're showing you that VNCE traded 6.52 times its normal daily volume. And with this graph, it's called the position in range. So this is telling you that this is basically at the 10% area, 10.88. So that means that, so notice again, if I extend the chart a little bit, so here you are at, whoops, sorry, I'm on the wrong symbol. Let's see, what's the one here? RTIX. So there's quite a bit of room if it really starts to go back up to the high point where it was before. And here you are going back to this time a year ago, okay, where that happened. So this is to us, you know, the key to success in the market is to do something that not everyone else is doing. Okay, and that's everywhere. You know, whether it's starting any kind of business, you want to do something special and you want to do it different. So one of the things that we do differently is we quantitatively try to time. Yeah, I can say it. Trade Ideas is in the timing game because we have the quantitative technology that helps us see what's really happening and act on it. So the idea is that we want to find moves like this, but not fall for that banana in the tailpipe. And usually what you need for that to happen is a longer base. And again, I'm being kind of descriptive. I try not to get too technical on the Trade Ideas Trade of the Week concepts because the idea here is you know, you don't have to be a programmer or a genius stock trader. You just have to have access to this stream. So let's move right along. And what you're going to notice, and this is a very common theme and thread through this whole presentation, is that you're going to notice, just like VNCE, I mean, very nice base, RTIX, kind of nice base, you're going to notice there's some similarities in a lot of these. And that's for a reason. Now, here's the part where the human eye really kind of is terrible, because when you look at something like this, it might not look exactly like, let's say, this or this. But as it turns out, mathematically, it is. And that's the thing that we try to bring to the table, is that you have to be exposed to the little nuances, the different nuances that the market offers you. And sometimes, like again, because this stock is a little bit bigger, the consolidation has a little bit more range in it. So this is another one, Box. It's pretty popular. It was trading 2 times its normal volume, and it's on 20-day highs. That's the other thing that we're doing here. Is notice this one. Okay, this is the contrast, and why it is that trade ideas is so powerful. You see how we've got these stocks right here. Notice it. They're all in the similar position and range for the year, but then look at where they are on their 20-day range. That's what we do. It's that simple. We combine a 20-day high with a relative low position in the year, and then we look for the volume to come in. See, the idea is not to like have something be ridiculously complicated. The idea is simply to have something that you can follow that makes sense. You know, what we're saying is, or at least quantitatively, is that when a stock's making a 20-day high, well, maybe it's really going to start getting into this, you know, maybe really start making its way into the position in year range and doing better. So let's look at Solar City. Fantastic example of a move from the bottom. I mean, I was in this and I missed it, but this one, it was again a little tricky because there's almost no base, V bottom. But look at this move from 22. Let me just expand it. From 22 to 34 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In 13 days, this stock went from 22 to 34. Welcome to the stock market, people. You know, when half the time, you know, you hear stuff on CNBC and it's just dribble, because what's being ignored is the quantitative ability for people to actually invest themselves, move their money around, and reap the benefits. The idea is that, why do we do this? You know, why are you guys at this webinar? Well, it's kind of simple, right? You're all interested in the stock market, but the problem is that the whole industry is based on 2 time frames. One is infinity, which is the buy and hold, which is where you give your money to 401ks and mutual funds, and the other one is the high-frequency trading, which is what Mark Cuban thinks everybody's doing, and that's why nobody should be in the stock market. It's incredibly silly on both parts. Here, again, the idea is that we want to find these trend reversals, and to some extent, I mean, Solar City, it would not surprise us if by 2016 this thing was back above 64 and heading higher. And that's why you're at this webinar. We're trying to give you information to show you things that actually can go. Let's move right along. Notice too, by the way, that there's different price ranges and completely different industries. So you're not stuck like in this one place. Spirit Airlines. Love this kind of chart. Again, the base and then the move. I mean, this is what we do, and I can only say that we're the only ones that do it this well. We have the best pattern recognition, and we've been doing it the longest. So the idea is that we want to help you exploit it. Okay, let's keep moving. So by the way, again, everyone, I am going to answer questions towards the end. So CRE, okay, here's another one where your eyes may say, oh, Dan, this looks totally different. But again, remember, from a computer's point of view, it's really looking at things in a different way than you. And this one, what's kind of interesting is the base is really much longer. You're talking about from July, then it just made another low, but now it's really starting to fill the gap. And if this thing, again, if it starts to fill the gap, okay, you can have a very quick move from 28 to 32. And that's all about the fear and greed, as the people who sold right here realize that they've been wrong after it starts going back there. Let's find another one. Yelp, fantastic move. Oops, yeah, here we go. I mean, Yelp, I cannot say more about this one. Again, we've been talking about this in the chat room forever. I know a lot of guys have been trading this. I've been trading it. And this really is this is in the process of the gap fill. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful example of what I said about the cancer. This was your surgery, this is your physical therapy, and here the physical therapy starts to work. Okay? So here we are. Marvel Tech. What's interesting about this one, notice, cancer got a little complicated. Now again, guys, I hope I'm not offending anyone when I say that stuff, but I'm just using metaphors to give you an example. Here you have 2 tumors you have to remove. I mean, no one said it's easy. Here it started to base, boom. But then, look at this. If this thing starts to get up here, right above that area, you're talking about everybody here who was selling, trying to get out, is going to probably reposition. Okay? So this trend change lubricant window, and again, Scott's going to give everybody an opportunity to subscribe at incredibly cheap rates for our software. This technology, this window is enough in and of itself to keep you going basically without any AI or anything else. But we have something even better. And once Scott gets done giving everybody here a quick intro to what it is that we do in terms of our business, I'm going to come back, talk about the AI and how the AI uses this to make trades. And then we're going to talk about some more names. There's a lot of very cool things that are shaping up. And again, part of this webinar, remember too, is that I want you guys to be able to see this for yourselves. I want to show you things that you need to be aware of that are setting up so that you can then say, hey, you know what? I saw this from Trade Ideas, and now I understand why I'm working with them. So, Scott, do you want to jump in real quick and then show everybody what's up?
Yeah, sure, awesome. Put it on slide. I think it's slide 3 on this one. Yeah, just want to talk about how we run our subscriptions and pricing. So we're a subscription model, and we're a software as a service provider. So our core subscription is a $99 per month, no contract subscription plan, automatically renewing, but you can cancel at any time. It includes all your real-time data, including the exchange fees, unless you're a professional trader. If you are, you'll know that you are because you're trading other people's money under Series 7. Majority of you will not be. It also includes all the charting that you've seen. That's something that we actually launched this summer. We're very proud of it. It offers a full hour of our one-on-one training. Now, what you want to do as soon as you sign up for Trade Ideas is go to the support section of the website and click on the link that says sign up for training. Go ahead and fill that form out, and we'll get you scheduled as soon as possible. Also, be sure to attend our help webinars. We got them on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The Monday and Thursday ones are hosted by Jamie Hodge, our Director of Education, who will also be helping you with your hour of training. The annual, and I should also mention that Barry's Trading Room is free to everyone, and everyone should be attending Barry's Trading Room during the trading day as well. There's a link to that under the on the navigation section at the footer of our website. Really easy to find. We have an annual plan that saves you a bunch over the $99 per month. It renews at $888 per year, and once you get into that, you're locked in at $888. So as long as you keep that subscription active, you will not see any price increases if we do increase our annual rates. The AI strategies and the odds maker license is a one-time $1,100 cost. Once you own that license, though, you get access to the AI strategy windows and the odds maker, unlimited back testing, for whenever your subscription is active to trade ideas. The odds maker allows you to backtest the entire market without programming and without only focusing on a basket of stocks or a few stocks. And it also includes access to the artificial intelligence, which Dan's going to be demonstrating momentarily, that shows you trades that you might want to be in the market right now. It's a really, really interesting piece of software. And I'm going to come on after Dan has shown the AI and answered some questions and let you know how you can save some money when you decide to activate your subscription with us, or if you're an existing subscriber, if you decide to upgrade to have access to the AI and the odds maker. I'm going to go ahead and turn you back over to Dan. Dan?
Scott, thank you very much. So what I'm doing now is I answered some questions. So again, the idea is that because it's late and I hate keeping everybody up so late at night with dinner and children and everything else. Okay, so real quick. All of these windows and things that you use, these are this is a utilization of our custom technology, and the way that these are all similar. Like someone had asked, how is VNCE similar to RTIX? Well, they're all on 20-day highs, but off of their year and just off of their year lows. So here, if you look, see, like again, notice this column and this column. This is how the patterns are similar. Okay? So on 20-day highs, but coming out of a negative trend. I mean, and again, it's that simple. But we have all of that, and there's nothing you have to program. The windows do it all for you. And then we have things like relative efficiency, where you can see where it takes the least amount of money for the stock to move up the most. I mean, again, all custom technology provided to you by Trade Ideas. And that's why, again, RTIX is just a name that you should watch for tomorrow. I mean, unless the market gets obliterated, this thing could really be running. Okay. So as Scott had mentioned, well, how do you use this if you're a subscriber, aside from just picking these and discussing them with other people in the chat room? When you subscribe to Trade Ideas, we really do set you up. We give you a full training with our Director of Education, as Scott had mentioned, Jamie Hodge, where we, again, valet service. The thing that makes Trade Ideas really different from like Telecharts and TradeStation and other vendors in the space is that we're a valet concierge analytics firm. We work with you, and we help you all throughout the day. So that's really an advantage that you don't get anywhere else. I mean, we do the most webinars, like what you're seeing here, but we also do them for different things like support and specific strategy and training and everything else. So the way that we are really changing the world of investing is through our artificial intelligence engine. We call her Holy Grail as a joke about people's feeling of the red light, green light, buy and sell system. We want to make sure that people understand that, number one, there's no such thing in the market as a system that always works. There is no such thing. No hedge fund has it. No mutual fund has it. There's no magic to it. You win and lose. The idea is you want to do one more than the other. So with our artificial intelligence engine, which, by the way, we do not license from IBM. In fact, IBM's engine could not do what we do, and I know that sounds crazy, but I'll explain why. So this was a good question. Gregory had said, is the AI engine proprietary or licensed from IBM, for example? It's a great question, Gregory, because we talk about this a lot. So IBM has a very famous AI engine. I forget its name. Is it Deep Blue, or it's the one that beat that guy on Jeopardy? So Watson, yes, Watson. Thank you. I think Deep Blue was the one that beat the chess guys. So Watson beat the guy in Jeopardy, and it was pretty amazing. I don't want to diminish anything about that because, number one, it is amazing, and it's also kind of totally different AI than from what we do. But the big thing is that the difference between what IBM does and what Trade Ideas does, and Gregory, I hope you can appreciate this, is this. When Watson goes out and listens to a question and has to go through, Britannica in under one, second, the Britannica encyclopedia or whatever source it's sourcing, well, the text doesn't change in it. Like if you're going through Plato, Plato's been written, it stays the same. But trade ideas data is the market data, and the market's changing all the time. So we have to constantly relearn and relearn and relearn. And that's what's happening, in fact, right now, behind the scenes. Our technology right now is taking all of the events that we are processing, which is like millions and millions of events today, every single trade on every single stock. And we're looking at where are there probabilistic windows where you can take advantage. And so, for example, this morning, when we came in, the AI, which is this right here, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strategies, 3 longs and 3 shorts. Okay, by the way, today was a tough day for the AI, and actually this 233 is a little bit incorrect because there was a bad trade in this SVXY. So I just want to make sure, for those of you who are our customers who are in this and have seen this, I'm certainly not trying to say that everything's perfect, but the idea is that here are the trades today that were all generated by our AI engine. Okay, and the one thing that we do show you is, number one, even the AI loses, which that's what happens. You don't have to take every trade, but unlike things that you do by hand, every trade that the AI is doing, okay, and you can follow it and join it or not, is done with statistics. So what that means is, let me show you. I'm going to go to columns, and I'm going to show you the historical win rate and the historical profit factor of every single strategy. Oops, I think I missed the, hold on one second. Okay, here we go. So here are the rules of how Trade Ideas works. We have 30, I think Brad had said we have 30, but I counted 35 the other day. We have 35 base strategies. This is this. These are bases. And we run odds on them, and depending on what the odds are, only the best make it into trading. And to make it into trading, you have to have what's called an out-of-sample success rate of 59% or more and a profit factor of 2 or more. So out of 35 strategies, or 30, I can't exactly remember which one, only 6 made it. And so the idea here is it's very simple. There's no other technology that automatically puts you on the path of least resistance. That's what we do. Nobody else in the game does this. We're the only vendor that says that, hey, we're going to help you beat the S&P. Yeah. No professional money manager is able to do it, but we can, because we're quantitative and we are not holding overnight. Unless you want to, you can. I'm saying that the AI doesn't, because we try to keep risk to a minimum. We start everything fresh, and by the time the market's over, you're done. Now, you yourself, you can treat it any way you want. If you are up in a position and you have a lot of profits, you can stay in it. There's no reason to get out. I mean, we don't have hard rules for any of that. That's a personal preference. But what we tell you is our AI, which is right here, it's going to put you in the best probable quantitative scenarios that are available to you throughout the trading day. Again, nobody else does this, and this is the thing that really differentiates Trade Ideas from every single other vendor, is that we configure the strategies for you. Our AI puts all the work in, and in the morning, like again, when I wake up tomorrow morning, and I'm always excited to come in, there's going to be a new set of strategies. We don't know that these are going to make it, because we call this the quantitative combine. Every night, our strategies have to compete amongst themselves to play again tomorrow. So Rick asked the questions, how many computer screens do I need? I mean, it really depends. If you're using AI, you really do just need one, but I personally like 2. I have 2 monitors that are right next to each other, and 2 for traders. It makes kind of sense, because like you have one where all of your trading is, And then on the other one, you have like your chat and all the other stuff that you're doing. So Suku, there is no trades that are identified before the market. The AI starts 15 minutes after the market opens all the time. We specifically do that because we want people to be able to, well, first of all, we want the AI itself to kind of see what's going on and not jump anything just and get stopped out for pure volatility's sake. So the first trade on the AI will not pop in until 6:45 Pacific time or 9:45 East Coast time. That way, again, you have a chance to get in, and it's trading the whole day. So it doesn't matter if you're, working. You will have an opportunity to see whether it's like today, for example. Most of the trades happened in the last hour, and that's where it was this power hour short strategy, and that's where we were able to fight back. Because if you look at how today was, and this happens a lot to people, today started off kind of tough, and it did not get better until the very, very, very end. And that kind of is what's another part of what's great about watching the AI trade, because you're going to learn through its experience how to handle pressure. How do you do it? What do you do? And of course, continued support all throughout the room. All day long. There's no time where you are alone. Since the room is free, you're bouncing off ideas off of everyone. So this is the thing that's changing, investing how we do it. There never has been a retail-based artificial intelligence engine that's trading for you until we just launched this a few months ago. And that's why Scott is going to come in here, and it's going to give you an opportunity to basically get this thing for free. So what I want to do is I want to go back to another window. I'm going to close up the AI part. Because again, if you guys end up subscribing, you'll see a ton of it, and come to other webinars. We're always focusing on this. But the urgency, if I would say any, is it's just about the moves. There's these opportunities, and what's the opportunity of missing a stock that can go from 3 to 5 with a risk of 60 cents? That's what you have to ask yourself. We are here to find the things that people are ignoring and take advantage of it. And we've been doing it for 10 years, and our business has never been stronger, and we really hope that you guys take advantage of it with us. Scott, let's finish up, let everybody go home, and we'll see them in the market. Why don't you show them what's up?
It sounds great. So first of all, I want to draw your attention to the handouts panel in your GoToWebinar meeting. We have a couple of PDFs there about the AI revolution, and also a nice one about how 401ks are kind of a scam right now, or a sham. And the other important one there is the Trade Ideas subscription specials, which is going to include this slide and the next slide. So you don't really need to write this information down, but you should probably anyways if you want to take advantage of this. That code that you see highlighted, it's all capitals, QAWEB number 2, QAWEB2. That code on checkout does different things for different items. For the monthly, it takes half off of your first month. So there's no contract. You can try Trade Ideas for under $50 for the first month. Take our training, attend all our stuff. We're really sure you're going to stay with us because we have really great customer retention, awesome customer service. The code also takes 24% off your entire first year, dropping the first year from $888 to $710. It renews at $888, and you're locked in at that even if we do increase our yearly rate. It'll also take 30% off the oddsmaker license, so you can get into the oddsmaker and have full access to the AI strategies channel for just $770, and that's a lifetime offer there. You have to use the code by Friday, December 4th. It expires at the end of the day. Dan teased a way for you to get it almost free, so here you go. It's on the next slide. We have this offer up, and it's a combo. And existing subscribers can upgrade to this too. If you're monthly, just go ahead and purchase this and then send us an email letting us know you did the upgrade so we can turn off the monthly charge. And then you've got the AI for life and oddsmaker for life and a full year of Trade Ideas for just $12.88. So that's only, it's only $188 more than just buying the oddsmaker license retail, and you get a full year of Trade Ideas along with all the support. the training, access to our, all of our resources. And again, it's a fantastic deal. To get it, you go to a page to click through to buy. So we have a bit.ly link on there to make it easier because it's kind of a longer URL. So you can type in bit.ly/capital SAVE 700 because it saves you $700 immediately off of what the retail price of these items together is. We've had a lot of happy subscribers upgrade to this from their monthly package when they've decided to get the odds maker and the AI. It really is the best price to get in and get the odds maker and the AI. And this price will not last through January. Probably not through January. I think we're going to be releasing the AI as a standard release rather than a beta release around that time. So we will be taking away this offer then. So this offer will stand until the AI technology gets out of our beta channel and into our full production channel. If anyone has any questions, please email us, info@tradeideas.com. Follow Dan. He's on Twitter. He's fun to follow on Twitter. He's @TradeIdeas1. We also have @TradeIdeas that tweets as well. Follow our Facebook page. We sometimes post specials to the Facebook page that don't come out in our other items. It's Trade Ideas Pro on Facebook. Dan can be reached directly, dan@trade-ideas.com, or you can give us a phone call during normal operating hours on the West Coast, and we can usually either answer or get back to you pretty quick. Thanks, everyone, for attending. Thanks for the great presentation, Dan. And also, the webinar was recorded, and you're going to get an email update with a link to the recorded session. Thanks all. Thanks, Dan.